Andrius, welcome back to East Park. It's lovely to see you again.
Well, it's very nice to come back. I'm really looking forward for the game.
Is this your first time back at East Park since you left?
Since I left to Dunfermline, I think it's the first time.
You will see big changes.
So, some changes I can't see right now, but I hope I see more.
Jimmy Calderwood signed you in 2000 from PSV. What made the transfer to Dunfermline so attractive?
So, I remember that time when I was at PSV and I was a young guy, and at that time there was a lot of stars in this team, and I didn't play every weekend, and my dream as a young football player was to play every game, and I wanted to do that. But in that team, at that time, for me it was very difficult to be in the first team and to play every game. That's why I decided to move on, and when I get a chance to go to Scotland, it was something new for me, but I decided to go, why not, and to get more chances to play first team football.
Did you know Jimmy Calderwood from playing in Holland?
I can say we played a couple games against his team, so I met him couple of the times in Holland, but for me it was very important that the coach wants me in the team, and I decided to go for that.
Did you settle down in Dunfermline quite easily, and was it a problem with the language at the time?
I remember when I came here to Scotland, I didn't speak at all English, so first of all I had some problems with that, but as you know, Marco came here and he helps me a lot, so I spent a couple of the years in Holland, so for me Marco was the first one with who I was talking, and he was helping me a lot.
Whilst you were here, it was one of the most successful periods in the club for a long time. What was it like to play in those teams at that time?
To be honest, I really enjoy the style what we tried to play at that time, and you can see Jimmy Calderwood, he came from Holland, and football in the Holland is a little bit different than in Scotland. He tried in every training to show us how we must to play, and at that time we didn't play a lot of long balls, and we tried to play on the ground, and when I was yesterday on the game, I saw the old team of Dunfermline, what they're trying to do. They play really well on the ground, and a lot of passes, a lot of movements, so a lot of situations they created yesterday, and I think the style of that team was something similar.
Yeah. So yesterday brought, when we played forfeit, it brought back some memories to you.
Yes, for me it was a really good game, and I really enjoyed that game, and I see that this team is going up, and the style of the game, and I really enjoy it.
Although you made 200 appearances for the club, you only scored 5 goals.
So I played for national team 84 games, I scored 1 goal. That means that I didn't score a lot. But when I move on to the Poland, I didn't score a lot as well, but I scored some important games. So in the final, I scored the final of Polish Cup, we won the cup. So I back home, I scored in every final what I played. So for me, it's good memories. So I didn't score a lot, but some important goals for me.
Obviously, one of the goals that you did score out of the 5 that everyone remembers is in the Scottish Cup final in 2004. So can you remember anything about the game, the build up to it, and your goal?
What I remember that one guy after the game, he came to me next day and say, "Andrius, I put a £1 for you that you will score first in this game." And I said to him, how did you put? I didn't score for 2 years. And I don't know how much he won, but to put the money on me, it was something strange. And I remember that year we had a very good year, and this journey to the final was quite impressive as well. And that game, I remember full the stadium, and it was a good day. I remember when we scored the goal, and we've been up 1-0 after first half. And I remember some bad stuff when just before they scored the goal, we have opportunity. I think it was a clear hand, and you never know what will be if we avoided penalty kick, and if you score 2-0, you never know what's gonna be. But now this is just a memory, and I know that that game Celtic won 3-1, and it was the last game for Henrik Larsson. And they're a very strong team, and they beat us.
But apart from the disappointment of losing, was it an enjoyable game to play and a day to take part in?
You know, not every day you play finals, and especially against big team like Celtic. To play final, to be then there on that day, and to play against players like Larsson, Sutton, Stinan Petrov, was a lot of stars at that time in Celtic. It's something, you know, to remember.
After the cup final, the next season you played in Europe. Dunfermline's first game in Europe for a long time, and you played in Iceland against Hafnarfjordur. How did that feel, playing in that game?
To play in Europe, from my experience, is something as well. And from my experience, I played later on from different teams in Europe, and I can say experience to play there. It must be, you know. At that time, Dunfermline didn't play a long time in Europe, and it was something different. International games is, as I said, it's something different. You must have experience. We didn't have experience, and that's why I think we go out from this round. And another thing that we didn't play at home, we played in Perth, and it was little bit different as well. We didn't play like at home. Of course, we have a big support, but it was different. You must have experience if you play in Europe.
Mm-hmm. At that time, when the reason we played in Perth was because we had the artificial surface.
Yes.
Did you like that surface, or do you prefer grass?
To be honest, right now I have nothing against this surface, but that first this surface what we played on was really very bad, and I remember I get injury, my back injury, and when I come back home, they say it's just about that you play on the surface. You know, now this surface looks very different. It's so soft, and it's really different right now. And for example, in our country, we right now play on artificial pitch, so it's very good to have pitches like that because of weather. In Lithuania, you can play maybe 5-6 months on a good pitches, or if you have artificial pitch, you can use that during all year. So for countries like Lithuania, for countries who doesn't have a lot of money, because to have a grass pitch you need a lot of investments as well. I think this is good.
But at that time it wasn't here.
At that time it was a little bit strange.
After the season when we won the cup, Jimmy Calderwood left and the new manager came in. Things were maybe not as good then as they had been before, because the club had progressed while you were here, and reaching, well, we had the bottom 6 of the Premier League, and then we were into the top six. That season, when Jimmy Calderwood left and David Hay came in, results didn't go too well, and we just avoided relegation at the end of it. Can you remember that season?
I remember that season. I think from the point of view it was a very big experience, not only for me, for all the team, because first 4 years what we spent here, we go every year, I think we improved, and that year was very difficult. We had a lot of problems, and we didn't play well. Of course, this new coach came, but some players left, I remember as well. It was very difficult, but I still remember that those last 3 games. And what I remember when we beat Dundee United, I think, yes? Dundee United 1-0 in the last minute, we scored. It was a feeling like we won something. So it was a lot of emotions, and sometimes when you winning a league, and sometimes when you're avoiding relegation, it feels, you feeling the same. So at the end of the season I felt like, I don't know, this game just put me up again.
There was a bit of a struggle at the end of that season, because we played away to Kilmarnock, and
yes, I remember that game as well. So I remember if we go beat 7-1 or something like that, and Dundee would won against Livingston, we could relegate, but we've been so lucky.
Your last game at Eastend Park was a defeat in August 2005 against Inverness. What made you decide to leave at that time?
So I thought, I spent here 5 years, and I wanted to go somewhere, and I think my decision was right, because I went to Russia, and at that time Russian league was, I think it's better league than Scottish. And yes, I decided to go to a different country, and to different team, to different type of football. But I had experience, and I never thought that I made mistake.
Did you, after Russia, you then went on to play in Lithuania and Poland.
Right.
So how was that?
When I spent 18 months in a Russian team, it was quite far away. It's Siberia, it's a scary place, to be honest. It's so far away, so to every game we traveling for 4 hours with a plane, so it was, to be honest, it was nightmare. So it's a time different, 4 hours between, for example, Moscow and Siberia. So every time you coming back to Tomsk, this is a town where I was playing, you couldn't sleep, you don't even know when you must go sleep, when you wake up, so all the time you look like in different world. So I decided just to finish off with that team, because it was difficult for me, and I didn't see a family a lot, and I decided to come back. When I come back, I decided to spend a little bit time with my family. I was playing in the local team, Lithuanian team, for half a year, and I got opportunity after to go to the Poland. And, Poland is, as you know, is close to Lithuania. And, I spent there 5 years. I got great years there as well, so I got great memories from there. And for me, it was a good experience as well.
Whilst you were here, you played alongside the likes of Justin Skinner and Yusuf Rossi, and we had Ian Ferguson in the team here. How were these players to play with as teammates, and were there any characters in the team that you can remember?
I can remember that all of them are good players, and to play with them was for me was a good experience as well. And we got a lot of good games, we got bad games, we go through difficult times, and we have some enjoyments as well. So I still remember the time, and to play with those players was a big pleasure for me. Yeah.
So what are you up to now, and do you still look back on Dunfermline as being a good time in your career?
Yes, I think I spent a good 5 years here in Scotland, and I get married during that time. My first daughter, she's born in Scotland, so it's a lot of good memories from Scotland.
So what do you do now?
Right now, just a couple of years ago, I just finished my football career, and I started to be as an assistant coach of this team, and we're doing really well. The last 2 years we are champions of Lithuania, so we're winning trophies 4 years in a row. We win the Cup of Lithuania, so we are improving every year.
Good. So you're back here for the Legends game between Dunfermline and Celtic, so are you looking forward to seeing some of the guys that you played with today?
Of course. I didn't see them for a long time, some of them, so for me it's, I think it will be a very great night.
Andrius, it's lovely to see you back here at East End Park, and I think most fans will be enjoying your time here and will love to see you playing again for Dunfermline today. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.